Hi guys, great to see you again and welcome back to the Sanctuary Moon. My name's Tim. FFG have been kind enough to release an awful lot of Legion stuff in the last couple of days, so I'm going to race through a lot of unboxing videos with you, hopefully go through what's inside them, some of the interesting cards that come with them, and anything about the models that you might want to know before you purchase them. Okay, Trooper expansion. As always, FFG do a very nice job of making things look really pretty, even before you get to open the box. The key things for these guys is you're going to get an awful lot of different poses. I'll reference it when I open them, but they do also come with the regular kind of gun that they have in the Rebel squads. So if you're just looking to flesh out your squads with cool looking characters, you can. Anyway, so let's get into it. So let's get through this box and then let's start having a look at what it starts looking like. Just a second. Alright, so I think we're all set there. Right, we'll come and have a look at the cards in a second. Let's have a look at the figures. We'll go through these ones in turn because I think each one of these is going to give us something fairly unique. So here we go. Here's one of the characters. Now, I'm not good enough with my names to kind of tell you what this guy is, but I'm sure he's recognisable to anyone who's a proper true Star Wars fan. But the detail on that is really nice, and it's good to get a proper alien in there. We'll look at some more. Now, just for the sake of transparency, when you do get them, they don't come popped together. I did that, so I could have a look at them and make sure everything was in the boxes, because there have been kind of like issues previously where they haven't been. Now, look at the detail on that. That is so nicely done. And there's another quality alien with a big bottom gun that we're going to get to enjoy using at some point in the game. Let's check out the cards in a second. Oh, and like I was saying, the additional components, so if I wanted to, I could run him just as a regular kind of infantryman is in there too. Not I'm essentially going to put these guys together, and these guys are going to be my new kind of special weapons operatives. Looks like we've got a sniper of some sorts, a lady with some particularly spiky hair. The face detail's very decent there. I'm not even very close to the screen, to the camera rather, and it's very detailed. Really, really like what they've done there. FFG have really kind of brought their sculpting game on. For those of you who kind of seen the regular Rebels that you get in the core box set, there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, they're quite good. But as a matter of fact, these things just knock them clean out of the water. Now you can see you've got the kind of captain here. Really kind of nice detail. He's kind of like the guy from the front box, the one with the kind of parrot type beak, but he's got the same kind of coat that your regular commander wears in your squad or the rebel officer. So we'll make a real nice addition for that. Really nice work, guys. Really nice. Anyway, let's have a look at the cards. I'm sorry that the camera's wobbling a little bit. I've had to kind of change my setup from the last time I did it, so things are a little bit less stable than I would have liked them. So anyway, as I mentioned, there you go. Yes, your standard kind of rebel kind of card that you get with them. So if you wanted to, you could run them as a 4-man squad, just like you could with anyone else. Frankly, I think FFG should have included a 5th trooper inside this. So if you could run them, so you could actually run them as a full squad, because you normally run them with a 4 plus a heavy weapon, and I think they should have given you the 5th, so you can upgrade it if you'd wanted to. But it is what it is. Anyway. Standard kind of card stuff. You're going to notice an awful lot of Surge tokens on there. That is because Surge is becoming the new meta, so to speak, in terms of lots of weapons having that. And I bet we're about to see all these cards kind of capitalise on Surge. So let's have a quick go through them. So this is the guy we looked before, the Rebel Captain. So add this unit in place of your regular trooper. Add one Rebel Captain Mini, you gain an upgrade icon. Now that upgrades for the trading slot for those who aren't familiar with it. And that means when you activate, you cannot remove suppression tokens or be suppressed during this activation. Now that might sound mad, like why would you not want to remove them? But essentially, if you're doing that right at the start of a turn, and you've got someone who you essentially can't afford to be panicked off a location, then there you have it. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to do that. So if you needed to kind of hold a moisture evaporator or make sure you didn't get panicked off a box, there you go. So that's a really good one. And for 14 points, it seems like it could be a really clutch one. The only thing that's a bit odd is it's a refreshable one, so you've got to tap it in a turn, so it's not like it's always there. You've got to say, right, my turn, I've got to activate these guys first, and I've got to tap it and then put it to one side. Anyway, could be a very clutch card. Right, next up is the Specialist. This is the alien whose name I just could not remember for the life of me. and he was the rebel specialist. So for this guy, you add him to the troop 40 to the squad for 14 points, and you gain a gear upgrade. So that little icon there is the gear upgrade, the same one you would see on their card. So you can add an extra gear icon, gear upgrade. Now I've not worked out what that could mean, but that could mean theoretically I could be adding something like recon, intel, as well as environmental gear, or something along those lines. So if I had a particular idea of what I want to do with my squad, then I could kind of start making them really, really specialist and really capable of doing all sorts of little tricks that maybe others wouldn't expect, because, well, frankly, you're starting to really flesh them out in a different way. Plus, as an action, you get to gain a dodge or surge token, which, frankly, is a nice little extra thing to have. I think realistically, you're probably going to want to gain the surge token if you're attacking, because you can gain a dodge token anyway normally. But let me have a quick look, go back to this card, because I thought I'd mentioned something before when we talked about the trade upgrade you can get. So that means on your rebels you could be putting something like, well, I was going to say tenacity then, because that's the one I most often run, but you could be putting a trade upgrade on them to essentially give them something like duck and cover or hunter, so they become that much more tougher and really hard hitting. And for 14 points, it's great. The only difference is you don't get any kind of discount on the card, so you have to still pay quite a few points to get it. Okay, on to the next guy, and yet another alien I can't pronounce. Though I want to say it's a Gand, but don't quote me on that, because I don't really know. But anyway, so this is a very interesting one. Only range 1 to 2, but this is the SX-21 Trooper. 2 red, 2 white, impact 1, and yeah, there we go. So impact 1, while attacking a unit that has armor, change up to 1 hit to a crit. So nothing terribly fancy, but that's quite a lot of dice. That's quite a nice kind of tasty feature, particularly if you're going to be running that with an aim token, or maybe with something like frag grenades, and you were kind of do a very close attack. You could be throwing an awful lot of red dice at somebody, or with surge to crit, and in that case, impact 1 as well. So quite tasty. I'm not sure it's going to see a lot of play in my lists, but it's still a nice little card. Okay, next up, this is the lady with the spiky hair that we mentioned before. So that's the DLT-20A. So you might have recognised the gun. The DLT being the focus and the standard fare for the stormtroopers. Here we have it. It's been pilfered by the Rebel Alliance, and now they're using it. Though it's a lower power version, so instead of being the 2 reds, they've got 2 blacks and a white. But I would argue it's better in a lot of regards, because it's got critical 1. So when converting a surge, you get to convert it to a crit, rather than having impact 1 as the DLT does. So I actually would say that's a better choice. And for 26 points, it seems fairly well costed for what it is. Though, that might kind of have some competition against the Z6, because you do roll an awful lot of dice for not a dissimilar points. The main difference is that critical 1. You are significantly increasing your chance to get a crit through. Plus, you're doing it at range 1 to 4, which realistically can make a massive difference. And chances are you'll be getting something through cover at a distance. Let's see what else we've got in here. Offensive push. Now this we're going to see in lots of the boxes, so I'm only going to cover it in this one because I don't want to bore you. So this one you gain tactical 1. So while moving, gain tactical 1, which is after you perform a standard move, gain an aim token. So this really encourages you to move and shoot and to kind of start moving things around. And for 4 points, it's fantastic. Now this is exactly the kind of thing that you could add with the captain earlier on, because it's a training upgrade. So this is an excellent example of what you could do with your rebel squad. So you could be moving and getting the benefit of an aim and still being able to shoot. So if you're trying to get into a position and drive someone down, this could be fantastic. Not to mention, some of the cards in there alternatively would enable you to move things up. Maybe instead of kind of, well, you wouldn't use these together actually, forget that. Right. Forget that one altogether, but certainly it will give you a good ability to kind of be a bit more aggressive with your rebels and make them a real threat, rather than just hold them to a piece of ground and keep them dodging, hoping to get you sort of nimble. Smoke grenades is next. We're starting to see this coming through now. Gain smoke 1, which is you place a smoke token within range 1 in line of sight of your unit leader, and the way it works in practice is essentially it just creates a area of light cover, which could be good if you do something like duck and cover as a training upgrade, because it would upgrade you to hard cover. And for 6 points, not a bad way to kind of be able to give you some real some quality cover, essentially, if you were trying to get it to a key objective. Or just for 6 points, it's not bad to have generally, because ultimately that's going to give you light cover, which for rebels, any cover's good cover, realistically, considering they're rolling white dice. And last one, the electro binoculars. You gain spotter 1. So choose one friendly unit at range 1. That unit gains 1 aim token. And in the case of B1 battle droids, not that these are, but it's on the card, they get to ignore the fact that they don't have a gear upgrade. So essentially, this is quite a decent card. I think possibly a bit overcosted for what it does, considering, you know, it's an action and all you're doing is really handing off an aim. But I think when you've got people like General Veers who can get it, who could essentially then gain, you know, spotter 3, they have to kind of make it a bit more pricey, because otherwise he'll just be too overpowered if he's giving out 3 aim tokens for, you know, an extra 8 points. But certainly it could be an interesting one to put on your group to enable them to get themselves into cover and to make the units around them more durable or not durable, more offensive if you were kind of doubling up units. Okay, and that's the rebel squad. Your standard stuff comes with it, your bases, or your cardboard, there's your smoke token there, and then of course your kind of instructions showing you how to put these together. But you know, I think there's nothing terribly interesting in there other than the amount of reflection on it in my bright light. But you can see the options you've got for putting together the figures. So you've got different arms for them, and anything that's got new rules on the back of it, it's kind of covered off as well. So if some of this stuff, such as surge tokens and smoke tokens, was news to you, then it's covered off nicely inside there to explain what it actually does. Right then, I'm going to stop this one there. I'm going to move on to the next one.